Up next is our second speaker, David from 51 Studios.
Hello everybody, lovely to be here. I'm a little bit nervous as well. I'm here to talk about what is a visual identity. That's something that every company needs, and every company needs to think about seriously. I run a graphic design agency with my very beautiful, very knocked up wife. No shirt back there. Take it away. It's definitely mine. He's a bit of a wildcat. She's probably about leaving as well. I didn't plan any of this, by the way. So, 51 Studio, we're a graphic design agency. We help. We specialise in creating visual identities to help businesses grow. In this document, we're going to explain what should be, what we think should be in a visual identity, and how it should work. Quick note, and it's something that I come across all the time. I think it's quite relevant. People get brand and visual identity mixed up. Okay, the identity, the visual identity, is the visual communicator of your product to the outside world. It's part of the brand, right? It's just a part. The brand is a much bigger, holistic issue. It's the people of the company, it's the way they speak, it's the clothes they wear, it's the colour of the walls, it's a much bigger thing. And like I said there, it's how you talk, what your values and ethos are, how you look, and importantly, how you perceive, how the outside world looks at you. But for this presentation, we'll stick to the visual identity. Like I said, brand is a much bigger story. So if the words logo, visual identity, typography and content seem like they're a little alien, and this document will hopefully seem like a bit more human. So what is a visual identity? We think a visual identity is a bit like a football team. Lots of different players doing different jobs to create a sum that's more than its parts. Obviously not the England team though. Thanks for that. Sometimes your identity may only use a few of the team, like a five-a-side, and that's absolutely fine, as long as they're working together. It's about a consistent look and feel. So what goes into it? So the logo. Now, this is it's a bit of a bugbear of mine. Everybody thinks that the logo is your visual identity. It's not. Okay? It's probably the most important part to a degree. It's probably, if you talk about football analogies, like I have, it's probably your centre forward. It's going to score the goals. It's how the outside world will look at you and identify you. But it's also part of a team of talented players. If you're given just a logo of your identity, and if any design agency says, there's your logo, all right, they're not doing their job properly, as far as I'm concerned. And it will fall over in a very short time and roll around crying. It just doesn't have the oomph behind it to look after your identity. That's because you'll be missing the rest of the toolkit to help create a consistent, professional, creative look and feel that flows across a visual identity. This will result in your marketing materials looking a bit of a confused mess, like this. Now this would have been a lot funnier if Miles Noble had actually turned up. Not here, is he? So this is my very talented, interesting looking collaborator, builds websites, not a very good friend. Typeface. Now, it was a bit small, so you won't have seen it, but we have typeface in the team 3 times. That's because it's like the glue. A good typeface runs through every aspect of your visual identity and it sticks it all together. Okay? It's like to me and to the guys that do design out here, good typography is massively important. Like I say, there are thousands of typefaces out there, millions, and you'll use them. You've all got computers, you'll type things out. Most of them are rubbish. Alright, most of them are rubbish, and they're system fonts, and if you're creating a visual identity, you should never use them. Right, a good designer or a good agency will tell you what the good ones are, cost a few quid, not a lot in the big scheme of things, but it will make a huge difference. Colour palette, again, it's up to you as a company or you as an individual. A colour palette can be simple or complex, it all depends on you. I think we all know that colours can evoke feelings and emotions. They have prisons and hospitals painted in certain ways. Colours are important. If you really simple, you can have a 2-colour brand, you can have a 10-colour palette. It's down to the client, it's down to you. Graphic language. Now, I bang on about graphic languages all the time, and I think these are probably massively under-talked about, massively underused. A graphic language is your identity's graphic or pictorial toolkit. It can be illustrative, typographic, photographic, or pattern-based, as long as it has a consistent look and feel. However, it should be flexible enough that it can adapt to lots of different sizes, shapes, and mediums, as this will help it communicate in lots of different situations. Again, it's a bit like typography. This language will literally underpin your whole identity. It will run through everything, and it will give you that flexibility to grow as a business. I'm going back to the logo issue. If you've got a logo, and just a logo, and you've got to put it across print of all sizes, digital media of all sizes, Instagram, Twitter, all of these things, if you've just got a logo gets slapped on things, and you're using 2 or 3 different designers and they're using different typefaces, different colours, different this, different that, you've got a mess. You've got a mess. And you're all good companies, you all know what you're doing, and you don't want to look like a mess. Believe me. Photography, I use a guy called Don Moore. I don't think he's here either. I think he's moved to the moors for good now, he's disappeared. It may be a cliche, but a picture says 1,000 words. Professional, bespoke photography is imperative to your identity. Like everything, you want it to be bespoke. But again, I'm not saying no to iStock, Getty Images and things like that, but in the big scheme of things, you want something that's done for you. Illustration. I'm a big fan of illustration. It can add an extra dynamic of fun and friendliness to your identity. It can be used as a one-off piece or a set or a pattern to create a graphic language that can work in different ways. It's not always needed. Lots of people won't want illustration because some people may see it as juvenile. It depends on the skill of the illustrator, but if it's done properly, really, really powerful. I think illustration is quite a subjective topic. It's a bit like typeface. If we used an illustrator to help brand a company, we probably wouldn't use them against brand another company because they've all got such distinctive styles. But that's what's great about it. That's what makes it bespoke and unique. Iconography. This is used a lot in digital, I guess. You can make anything into an icon. It's just got to be simple. Everything's got to be well executed at the end of the day, but simple. They can be used very useful to help support your content and can tell a story in a quick and interesting way. And again, sometimes they can be used to create a graphic language, pattern-based, graphic-based. Very, very useful. I'm not sure, I don't know if there's any content people in the audience, I'm sure there is. It's one of those things that people don't think about enough. The way you talk to people is vital. Every identity should have creative, professionally created content. That's from, copywriting headlines for advertising, all the way down to body content for websites, leaflets, SEO. It has to be good at the top and good at the bottom. And like you say, you don't want to sound stupid. So what does it all do then? Once all the elements have been put together, a professional, creative and well-executed identity can help you communicate your story to the outside world, reach new audiences, build trust, enhance your reputation, create strong associations, raise expectations, it keeps going, add value. This is why visual identities are so important for the ones who do run businesses. Come and talk to me afterwards. Help you identify your business, make connections, do the talking for you, and realistically, most of all, make you look really, really good. Thank you very much.
Okay, so just to put David on the spot for a little bit longer, does anybody have any questions?
Yes?
The man sitting next to him.
I may have missed it when you started the talk. Why did you have the words "hold me" written in very small print
So,
in your presentation?
yeah, it's an interesting one. So the 51 studio identity started out as a conversation using this typeface, which is the Delboy typeface from Only Fools and Horses, which I use because no one else would touch it. So I thought it was different. And I think it's a great typeface. And it started out being a conversation, so on our letterheads we talk to people and say, this is our letterhead, blah, blah, blah. Recently I've kind of just reevaluated what I wanted to do, and I basically stole the concept of love hearts. So everything that is our brand now, hold me, touch me, call me, text me, it's all taken from love hearts. Because essentially you can put all of these little sayings on all of your material. So on my invoices it says tease me. On my estimates it says try me. It's just, again, I didn't really talk about flexible identities, but it's just being flexible and just having enough room to grow, and the colour scheme comes from the love hearts as well. So you've got, whereas we were pink, weren't we? Pink and white, and that was it. We've got like a 5-colour scheme. So hold me is the one that I like most because, you know, who want to hug me?
Anybody else with a question? Okay. All right. Well, and I would say as well, some of the design stuff that you've done for data play, I'm a massive fan of.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, Anushka said that to me as well. I should maybe mention Data Play. Data Play is an amazing project. I work with Hannah and the team on. I'm trying to see if I can. There they are. Hello. It's just you know, it's just one of those really great projects. And Hannah, I've worked with Hannah on several projects. She's very much, you know, you're good at what you do. Get on with it. I'm good at what I'm going to do. I'm going to get on with that. And we produce really great work on Data Play as a creative piece is amazing to work on. In a larger sense, what it actually means is really important to us, so get involved.
And there's some really good infographics on the very soon.
There's some boobs on there. Yeah,
that is the exact one.
yeah. Although they are getting dropped, but I'll sure one in the morning. Yeah, so it's an infographic about breastfeeding, and I've done a pair of boobs. I think like the most obvious thing to do.
It's better than it sounds when you describe it. Right, cool. Well, thank you very much, David. Massive round of applause.